Okay. So coming to your wall and standing with your back against the wall. And I know it's cold. I like feet on the ground. I like feeling the texture. I like the gripping that my toes can do that doesn't happen with socks. Now, bring your heels away from the wall until you feel the flat part of your spine flatten against it. So you'll need to come out, but you shouldn't have a lot of work happening in the legs. And separate the feet just slightly and keeping the knees like they're driving. You should, when you look down, you should still see your big toes. Maybe, I even see more than just all the toes here. No more than that. Not a squat. And bringing your head and start to breathe into the wall. And if you have space to place your fingertips, so palms facing the wall, and push into your fingertips and the spine of your fingers. So your fingers get to represent on a micro level your spine. So until you start to almost feel also the scarecrow effect. So we are moving the elbows slightly up a little bit at a time too. So scarecrow, feel that sacrum through the spine, and now through the lumbar and the thoracic extension. So extending up now. So let's relax the arms and relax just the neck, just the cervical spine, thoracic and lumbar, sacrum, all that still connected. Let's bring the palms, fingertips pointing, press down through the spine of the palm, of the fingers and into the palm. Now start to lift your elbows as you lift your gaze, keeping the rest of the spine. And you can do this one arm at a time if you just have one arm space. Hold here, hold an imprint against your wall. I hope everybody's got a strong wall because we're gonna be pushing against this wall. So if you have like a fake wall, we'll have to modify for you. All right, let your arms relax and your head, just the cervical part of your spine. And let's move that cervical side to side. Looking up, rotating through center. Still connected to the wall. And no lazy arches, so we're going to lift the arches up. I guess we're going to need to cast judgment on our arches there. So, scrunching the toes and feeling that engagement. Let's go all the way down now, chin to chest, peeling the thoracic. Stop right before you get to your waistband and draw your belly button back, just like I put a rubber band around your center, and from your belly button back to the wall. Everything else is dangling forward, and you may be pushing yourself back. It may not be the most relaxing thing, but I want you to feel your spine extending and also flexing. So the top portion is flexing. Now let's extend all the way back up through the neck and do that again. Here we go. Just to the belly button area. And now continue all the way down. And let's dangle. Let's really let go right here. Make yourself comfortable. Feet are wider. Is that? Do that. Squatting. Maybe moving a little side to side. You can brush the wall with your backside there. We're going to get a little wall cleaning in too. So help her do two things at once. A little bit more dangle time. Begin to straighten one leg, bend the other. This is a nice movement with a block. I'm going to show you with the block on the highest level. I'm going to bend the left knee with the left hand on the block. And then straighten the right leg and bring the right arm up. You can do this on a chair. You can put your elbow on a chair. Keep your awareness of the hips pushing against the wall. Still connected. And then let's switch to the other side. So right side bends. And then push your left hip into the wall and really find that twist. It's so beautiful here, this awareness. And the arches of your feet still connected. And then reverse off the knees and round up. Alright, right foot crosses over left and we go down. Squeeze your inner thighs together as you go down. Squeeze your ankles together, squeezing the arches of your feet slowly coming up. Not sure, right? Okay. And make that little adjustment to your tail, so you uncurl your tail. And we're going to repeat this a few times. So good for the spine. And then we add that little element of balance. Now at this point, if you want to back off of the wall, let's see, I guess coming up to standing before you back up off the wall, but coming off the wall for those who like a little extra challenge. So keeping the legs, draw the belly button in and up so you find that connection with inside and rounding up. And don't worry if you're wiggly, we won't wiggly, I'm wiggly, definitely. Let's do that again. Squeeze it. Arches, ankles, knees, inner thighs, hips. Let your spine dangle. Let your breath flow. Navel's engaged. Head is the last thing. Let's do the opposite side. So here we go. Left ankle over right. And well, let's see, I started away from the wall, but you can go back to the wall. Start these off. And when you're taking a moment for yourself in a place that has a hallway, you might do this, and you might not feel so strong, so you'll be really happy to have that wall with you. And let's release. A little shake out. Widen out the stance. So a nice wide open V, and have the feet so that, you know what, let it go out. External rotation, so toes pointing out. And we're just going to simply slide. The knees are going to drive over the toes, slide to a squat, and then slide back out to standing. And you're a marionette doll, so you've got something drawn at your low and at your high. So if your rectum and your perineum are drawing down, the crown is drawing up, the root. You can make this nice and easy. You can make this a little more challenging by going down. Now we're going to go down to about not the hardest to work, a little less than hard work. So just enough to engage you here and engage you to press into your feet, lift your arches, and press your low spine, press your head, relax your shoulders. And then straighten your feet. We're going to do that again. Notice now your spine is not connected to. We're going to let you have a moment to relax. You don't have to be so connected to the wall in between, in other words. All right, so I went down a little bit more of a challenge, but this is more about connecting in than making a hard class. And then straighten the legs. let yourself relax. One more time, like threes. Just to that moment where you're fully engaged. Up here, chest is open. We're gonna work on arms here in a minute. So if you feel your shoulders aren't quite open, we're gonna get to that. Let's straighten. And then just kind of heel toe together, bend the knees. Maybe a nice holding of the foot. Release out any muscular tension in the thigh. This is a nice another balance pose challenge. So you're finding that ankle and pulling the leg in. Think of these two knees as connecting together. You're not pulling one too far back and not too far out to the side. I'm gonna zip them together. All right. So releasing there. Staring at one side of your wall, we're gonna take that same side arm. Just reaching your arm up as high as you can. And we're gonna take the other arm to reach down as far as you can. Now, the waistline and the hip connected to the wall. So I want you to keep your waistline and your hip connected to the wall as you take that same arm that was just against the wall. In this case, it's my right arm, and you cascade over a little willow bend, and you're also reaching down. But don't lose that connection to the wall. And breathe. Let's take it in flow, reaching up. And again, reconnect with your waistline and bend. Reach down as well as side, and let's come up one last time for the three. Push into the wall with the side of your body there. Reach down as well as to the side a little length and come back. Now we're going to take the arm behind you. Yeah, okay, so this is a nice heart opener. Getting that shoulder head to the wall. So you notice there's several rotations you can do. So what I want you to do is I want you to rotate your hand against the wall, kind of like this. If it feels like, you know, if it says don't do that, then don't do that. Notice when your shoulders talking to you. So I think even having the arm behind the back, the opposite arm. And now find that juicy point, hold here, and turn to gaze over your opposite shoulder. So right arm's against the wall, you're looking over your left. Stay connected at your core, at your center. We just did a little bit of that against the wall, so we don't want to lose that muscle memory, even though nobody's squatting. Could add so much. All right. Releasing into that shoulder, and we'll switch to the other side. Left arm's up. Reaching up, lift the armpit. The opposite arm is reaching towards the earth. So let those two become an equal engagement, equal intensity. And now I'm going to press my waistband against and hold that steady while I bend over. Left side cascading. I'm going to reach for the ground with my other hand. So juicy and so active. Push against the wall and allow the body to bend on its own. So focus in on connecting with the wall. Let's come up. We'll take a little moment to relax. And we'll go for it again. So push in, connect, and keep pushing, keep connecting, and then enjoy the drippiness. The hands can kind of drip while you, some core strength going on here for sure. good for balance. And we're going to take a break. We just got one more. Slow and subtle. So I like to add a little bit of Pilates stuff. This kind of would remind me of what I do in a Pilates class. So just hang a little bit here. And then stomach crunch. We're going to come back now. That left arm's coming back. And we're going to stop at the juicy point. You know what I'm talking about. And then the right arm's going to come behind the back. So we keep the shoulders open. The area of the chest expanding and the shoulders down. And let's just rotate that wrist of the left hand. You can rotate it along the wall. Up and down. That is good. That is some goodness. Now pick a rotation that seems to be your most delicious and hold right there. Turning your head to look over the right shoulder, opposite. And release. So, turning to face the front of your mat. I guess maybe you could be in the middle, but you're gonna be all the way flush to the left. And I'm gonna cross my right ankle over my left. So I'm flush left, right ankle over left. Now I'm gonna lean against this wall. Now for some of you, and I'm gonna have my arm up as well. For some of you that may have been too far, and I'm thinking I could even have backed off a bit. Let's save the technology. Okay, all right, so you're gonna go against the wall. And let's see, arms are gonna be up. And we're gonna do a roll down right here. And you can use your hands to dive you down. You should feel that you have to have this wall, otherwise you would fall over. It needs to be that much intensity. So if you're just kind of slightly leaning, but if somebody moved the wall, or if the wall fell, you'd still be okay. I want you to make it, oh, this arm's gonna be up. I should make it a little bit more deeper for yourself. So just rolling all the way down. Oh, I just remembered something about this one. And rolling up. Okay, I just remembered what I wanted to do with this one. So come, keep the same thing. Come to the back of your mat. I need to move the mat just slightly. Sorry. All right. Right ankle crosses over left. We're gonna lean against the wall because we're gonna do a down dog. So I need you to have some space to walk out to. All right, here we go. Rounding forward, leaning against the wall, one vertebra at a time, but to the side. Hands meet the floor, bend your knees as you need to. Bend them all the way. And then turn your fingertips to point toward your feet or towards the side of the mat. Okay, yeah. Now start to walk your hands towards the front of your mat and come into a plank pose. The feet are still crossed, right? And then you're gonna come down onto your knees and come onto your belly. All right, all that just to come on the belly? Yeah. Let's just have a moment in our Sphinx, taking into the energy of the day. Take a moment to breathe. And this is great for the diaphragm because you're pushing on the diaphragm in this pose. The muscle has to work harder to get the air in. And so breathe and feel the diaphragm right here, that squishy part just under the xiphoid process or under the rib cage bridge. Okay, so we're coming from our resting pose into down dog. And it's not really a down dog you're gonna stay in, but I'm gonna allow you to stay if you like. Otherwise, just walk your hands to a place where you can drop your heels. So for some of you, it is the down dog, so just stay there. And for some of you walking in, no bend in the knees, but have your hands down. Nod your head yes and no. Let's drain out just a little bit. Sorry about the microphone here. And now soften your knees, walk your hands, and we're going to round up. We've got the other side to do, so let's get prepared for that. So now I've got a little better idea. Walk to the back of your mat. Whatever side you're facing is now going to be the other side. So back becomes front, front becomes back. Standing slightly flush to the right, left foot crosses over the right foot. Now we're going to come and lean against that side wall. Okay, I'm going to bring both arms up and guide forward. You can do one arm. And we're going to round all the way to the mat. Alright. Now turning your hands so that the fingertips point toward the side. You walk out. Coming into a plank. One leg, and then down to your knees. And here we are with me facing away from you in our Sphinx. All right. Turn around and have Sphinx facing y'all. Take a moment to go into child's pose. Counting to yourself 10 more breaths. Take in the lighting, the smells, the moisture, the texture of your clothes and mat. Take in everything as it is right now. Let all your sensory organs become vivid with detail. And just right here, right now. And final 3 breaths. Option to have a down dog for any of those that needed another one. Otherwise, we are going to come back up into standing and having our back against the wall, going into a open squat, but we're going to come down into the tortoise. Okay. So the tortoise has a wide stance and starts to round the back, right? We're going to create the shell of the tortoise. So part of the tortoise shell needs to wrap around, so you're going to squeeze the lower portion of your ribs into your body, puff up in the back, and let's tuck the chin, tuck the head in, and we're even going to tuck the arms in, elbows tucked in. Then release, bringing your elbows to your knees and arch to look up. Back into the tortoise. And then lifting your gaze so the crane drinks. All right, right, so we're going all the way down into a squat. You have a block. That's a really great way to have some support. We have the wall here, maybe sitting as if we were just a wall and staying in a squat with the wall against your back. Hands in prayer, using the elbows to further open the groin area. Hands on the floor, lift your hips, and really open up a little more wider in your open stance. So now we go wide open stance, dangle. Hey, if you have a block and your head's not quite touching, you can rest it on the block. Really great way to support the neck, spine. Be sure you're dangling. Be sure your head is not touching the mat. You want to have a spine that's in traction. All right, here we go. We're going to go back into the squat. Heels in, toes down. And we're going to shoot one leg out to the side. Whichever one. I'm starting with the right. Use your hands for support and flex that foot, toes pointing up. My toes are waving at you. Yay. It's kind of dark in here. I'm sorry the lighting is a little different. So it's kind of clubby actually. Let's draw that leg back in and do the other side. And you can also do the, ooh, look, no hands. Oh, we got light. Oh, I forgot about the outside light. Asking you shall receive. Yay. Are you going to bring it back in? And then the internet goes unstable. And we're going to fold forward and go into that wide open V. This time the toes are not pointing out. You're pushing into your arches of your feet. The blades of your feet are tractioning out to the sides and you're, yep, lifting that lazy arch. Don't be a lazy arch. No lazy arches in my classes. Hanging your head, yes and no. Get used to a nice dangle. Anytime you can dangle. Anybody dangle out of a tree as a kid? Come on. The hair's hanging. Your cheeks are up to your eyeballs. Your ears. Lots of other stuff now up to your elbows. Just let everything go. This is a great feeling. And if you've been doing yoga for a while, pull on your head. You never know, and I say that very gently. Nobody pull on their head unless they really know. But you can get a pop out of your spine. All right, let's come back down into the squat, and we do have time for this. This is great. We're gonna go into wide leg. Get one heel to one corner and one heel to the other corner. Woohoo! All right, and now we got the wall. So we can really feel what a good tall spine is. Thank you, wall. We got vertical molding of the body. Let's do a little with the neck. Toes are pointing up and they're coming towards you. So again, we want active legs. We've got to actively stretch this out. Maybe you don't have to do much and you get the stretch anyway. That's great. But a lot of times if you've done a lot of yoga, you need extra. You just need a little extra. You're getting to where you can do more. So here we go. Neck is going to go to whichever side. You're going to take that arm and bring it ear to shoulder while your head, here, let me do it on this side, while your head remains connected to the wall. So alignment is built in. Yay. Toes pointing up. You still feel this wall against your back? Look up with their head. It's still connected to the wall. And then we're going to do this no looking down and looking up while you stay connected there. And if you push hard enough, you get a little massage. Legs are still activated in the spine. So it's chin to chest. I'm going to go over to the other side, placing the hand for You don't want to cheat yourself with breath. It's a form of self-love to breathe and breathe deeply and consciously. It's a symbol of relaxation. It's a symbol of everything is good. I feel comfortable. I can breathe. So let's start to turn the gaze to look up at the ceiling. And keep connected with that wall as you nod no. Still connected and smiling. Okay, we're going to go forward here. So head back at center and let's go all the way to the floor with the chest. You can relax your chin on a block or a chair. This is great against the divan. You know, if you have a smaller type couch, a divan, and then you got a foot on each of the, and then you can fold over pillow seating. Toes up, woohoo! Oh yeah. I don't know if I've said it before, but there's a really great like massage pressure. If you have one of those traditional yoga blocks under your head, just rocking your face side to side, getting that brow muscle. It's very nice. We've got about another minute here. Yep. So melt into it. Love yourself with breath. And we'll begin to make the transition back into seated pose. And we're going to bend the knees, bring the legs in, hugging in. That's a good winter, easy energy pose. You hug your knees in and then you sigh out of the lips. It has a soothing quality, just that simple. It's very childlike to the whole central nervous system. So it's finding a corner against the wall, hug your knees, inhale and out the mouth. It might be just what you need if you experience something traumatic on the road today, or wondering about our democracy. Okay, all right, so here we go. We're going to do what's called gentleman's pose, or a hip opener. So both feet just where you were. Move your feet slightly forward. This can be done against the wall, but I'd like to try something a little different. Oh, I know, I'm sorry. Both legs straight front. You're going to place the right ankle on top of the left knee, and then bend the left knee. So maybe you could bend your left knee beforehand. Maybe some folks and yogis cannot. So you start with straight legs. You'll put that ankle over the knee, and then here you are in this ankle over the knee. Now, this can be done against the wall. You just spin around and now your feet are against the wall instead of your back. You can do this on your back. So spin over on your mat. You're ready to lie down. Do that, because that'll probably feel really good too. But I like to have a little bit something different. You might be in a very small hallway. And this is a wonderful, wonderful hip stretch. So let's hang out right here for a few minutes. And love yourself with breath. Right here. Breathe in and breathe out. Feeding yourself breath. This is your time to flush the body, to feed the body, if you like that. Feasting on the air around you, conditioning the lungs, conditioning the body, eliminating toxins, synchronizing the organs, calming the central nervous system, allowing the body to rest and digest, creating heart rate variance, which is optimal health, heart beating. All just breathing. That's all you have to do. So we could stay here for a very long time for sure. You know what? Let's go into a twist. Just very briefly take that ankle over to the one side, and all of a sudden you're in a Matsyendrasana, fish, Lord of the Fishes pose, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So rotation to look over that spine. Rotating the spine, looking over the shoulder. And unwind, twisting the opposite way. Starting out, other side, straight leg, opposite leg, left ankle, all the way over the right knee. And then start to bend and draw it in. Be sure to flex this foot. I like to thread the needle, so I just stretched my hand between my thighs there, between the knees, right there on that side. And it's really quite a package here. If you're tidying up that foot, or drawing the foot towards you, you're going to feel that diaphragm having its place again and getting stronger, and the vacuum is stronger, so to draw the air in. And therefore you will be a drawer of air. You will be an accordion of sorts. So play the body, play your instrument. Feed it the air it needs to play. breathe into the kidneys. We're doing a lot for the kidneys here, just flexing in the spine. Flexion pushes on those delicate organs. We'll let this be the final 10 breaths. If you haven't been outside, it's so lovely right now. It's a nice cool night. It's approaching new moon. New moon is on the 13th, 12th and 13th. Sorry. Yeah, I think so. 13th definitely. So all is dark. You close in. Into hibernation. Take a moment. Final 3 breaths here. You can do the winter breathing, the one I showed you just a while ago. The deep winter sigh. Great for processing depression. Okay, so gently releasing, relieving. Oh, nope, sorry. We're going into the Ardha Matsyendrasana twist. All right, so twisting over to the left. Okay. Hugging in and rotating to look over that shoulder. So good on time. So I'd like to do some things for the cervical spine where we go over into a plow, but it's all going to be supported by the wall. So just be sure you have a wall that can support your weight. And some different types of wall materials here, but I think a cement block should do it. All right, so hips to the wall. You should feel your tushy touching. Tushies and feet. Let's just take a moment to really enjoy this. No, we haven't been on our back yet, so. But we prepared for it. All right, bend the knees, feet to the wall, hands alongside your body, and your arms and triceps are going to also help you to support as you push against the wall and come up through your spine. And maybe the first couple, or you're just going to go up to your rib cage and come down until you feel strong enough. We did a lot of core tuning in and awareness and engagement. So tune in back to when we were doing the side bends against the wall. All right, so you can stay here or continue up and down, or bring your hands to the small of your back, that sacrum. Hug your elbows in. And here's where it's optional. You can stay one leg in the air. You could do the stretch for your neck or your upper shoulders, the shoulder stance. Or, and I have a limited space here, you're going to go all the way over onto your neck. You can bend your knees, or you can take straight legs. I'm going to take bent knees because that's the area that I have, which is just kind of what I wanted actually. And this is for the cervical neck, so don't turn your head. Please don't look around. There's nothing to see. Don't look at me. Watch, then do it. Oops. Stay as long as you like. When you're done, use the wall to come out like a snail. Really, 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 really slow. Really slow. Push, or at least give your weight to every vertebra, and you're there. You can just feel that vertebra melt into place. Just melting. Just pop, 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 pop. You should feel or hear pops. This is normal after mini yoga, and especially yin. Right? We start to align the bones, the joints start to just kind of move into place, move those air pockets out, and stimulating the nerve endings that are all running through the joints. It's such a great feeling. Okay, good. All right, so let's have the legs with the feet together and the knees wide. A little bound angle pose here. You can do this one at a time. You can do it with one leg catty-corner. There's little variations, but let's keep it simple for now. It's a nice butterfly knees. Notice any gurgling. We talked about gurgling and bubbles out of the body. It's just the way the body communicates. So bubbles are so good. You want to be on the alert, noticing the communication the body has. To come into Shavasana and just really nice legs up the wall, or a variation that you like. If your legs are tingling and cold, then I would say that likely you don't need any more legs up the wall. You've drained the heat and the chi is starting to leave your body. So maybe lie down on your back or on your side. Otherwise, to relax here. You can bring one hand over your person, or and bring your awareness to your heart center and your gut center and your throat center, and all these spots in your body that line up, create all aspects of your personality. Just breathe and pulse at these points: the third eye, the crown, the heart, the solar plexus, the womb space, and the root. Just keep breathing, noticing this crystal rod. I'm going to call it the crystal pipe shaped or string, a beautiful musical instrument, either a clarinet or a string. Allow your body to be in a resonant state. Send your breath through your instrument to make sound. Continue breathing. Nice slow inhale and exhale this last minute. I have an interesting theme that I picked for 2021. I'd like to share it with you. And somebody introduced me to Ralph Waldo Emerson for my poetry and teacher buddies out there. I've never had any Ralph Waldo Emerson that I remember in high school or any of that. But so there's a pamphlet about his thoughts on self-reliance, and I think yoga brings the element of self-reliance in the mind of a yogi comes into my awareness. So having that inner dialogue with yourself through the movements of yoga or any other movements, dancing, things that you enjoy, that express to you who you really are, what you really believe, what is your path for growth, for understanding, for choosing what you choose, coming from a place of inner self-reliance because of your knowing or discovery or exploration of your connection to the higher self, to the higher source, to the subtle energies. So if you want to come with bringing some movement into your body, and we'll all meet. If you would like to unveil yourself in whatever way feels right for the Zoom. But self-reliance coming from the understanding and practice of what universal love within you means, and the experiences that you've had, and the myriad of ways that you interpret it that is so different and valid and unique and applicable for everyone. Every one of us, everyone on this planet, everyone that will be on this planet, everyone that has been on this planet, every organism. I see animals as being so self-reliant and a knowing, a self-knowing, self-loving. So I'm going to put my hands together and wish you all a wonderful weekend and a namaste. Om to you all. And let's do it again.